Hey, welcome to the Social 333 podcast. I'm your host, Chris Bentley. Today, my guest is Annetta Powell. Annetta, how are you?
I am phenomenal.
Awesome. Tell the audience a little bit about yourself and what you got going on.
First off, I just want to say, coming on your podcast and you were saying, I'm trying to do 66 podcasts. I just want to say, everybody, y'all, he deserves a 5-star. Make sure y'all give him a 5-star because it takes a lot of work to put a podcast together. So you got to be amazing. So I'm excited.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes.
Talk to the audience about a little bit about what you got going on. You're telling me that you have a pretty big program that you help individuals with digital products.
Yeah. So what I do is I teach people how to take what they know and turn it into a digital product. A lot of times people don't realize that what they have in their mind, they actually can make money online from it. So I teach people that.
That was one thing I did was a couple years ago, it started kind of coming out with eBooks. And then I sat at home one day, I went to a bar and for whatever reason, I just got kind of irritated and went home and I just started typing. And I typed. And then anybody that knows that's written a book, I wouldn't say 90% of it, but a good chunk of it comes off anyway. And then you have like a product, right? And then that's kind of like what you would be doing, right? Like helping somebody that, like with me, I just started steps to becoming a first-time home buyer, right? And like you put a little book together and I just give the book to like people that were looking to purchase a home and be like, hey, here's a book that I created. And I just kind of created a lot of, I don't know, kind of like a buzz. I was the expert in the field of, selling homes and people would be like, oh, this is really great. I don't know if they really read it, but it was like a 7-page book with some pictures about, how to buy a home.
How long did it take you to create that book?
Not very long. I think I typed probably that 5 hours and I probably spent another hour editing. And I probably spent, to be honest, probably about 4 or 5 hours trying to figure out how to publish it through Amazon. And, I probably could have done it quicker or somebody showed me how to do it or like a YouTube video or something. But, it's just kind of one of those things I just did.
See, now it's the quick version. It's the AI way. So you can create an ebook in 5 minutes, right? 5 minutes, you could create an ebook. The prompt that you need to use, right? Because podcasting is you want to say, I would like you to create 10 chapters or how many chapters, right? 10 chapters and write 10 chapters. If it's 5 chapters, you would say, create 5 chapters and write 5 chapters, 1,000 actual words. And guess what? It's going to write that ebook. So once it write the ebook, now you can kind of scan through it and tell ChatGPT AI what you don't like. And now you done. Then you can move it over to Canva and you done. You got an ebook in 5 minutes.
Wow. Yeah, it took me at least a weekend. And that was before AI.
Right, yeah. Exactly.
So then how do people do the courses? Because I looked at, this is before AI, but like Josh Flagg did a course. I don't know if you know Josh Flagg, but what is it? Not Selling Sunset, but $1 Million Listing LA, right? So he, back in the day, he created a whole course. I forget what the platform that it was on. And he just sold it. I think it was like $1,000 or something, where he was just talking about like how to sell luxury homes. And people would buy that, and it was but it was a lot of taping and editing, and you could tell. And now, I guess with AI, with faceless, YouTube stuff we were talking about before, you can just kind of just do that without even.
Same thing.
Yeah.
So what you could do if you wanted to create an actual online training course, the first thing you want to do is you could take, for example, you said I wrote an ebook, right? So you basically can take that ebook PDF format, upload it and say, I need you to create 42 slides for my online training course. And what ChatGPT will do is create the course on the spot.
Wow.
So it's everything is a
lot different.
Right. And now you got AI where you can literally create content and you don't have to do the work.
I've been using ChatGPT for just anything. I would just, I'm in therapy, right? So I would type something and be like, why is my girlfriend doing this, right? And it would come up with a whole bunch of stuff. And then I was like, wait a minute, I know there's smarter stuff than this. And then I was looking into creating AI bots for trading stocks and options and stuff like that. And then I was looking at like doing algorithms because you could just type in anything. And be
you can
create an algorithm for me to trade penny stocks, let's say, right? And then it would be like, and it would come up with all kinds of stuff, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy.
But the key is you got to prompt it right.
Yeah, that is
because if you don't prompt it right, you
get something. That's
right, you're gonna get something very
it's gonna be very like
vague.
Skim
Yes, that's the key.
Talk to me a little bit about your history, because I was kind of looking at some of the podcasts you were on and some of the stuff that you went through, and we've had a lot of people that just kind of fell in some hard times, maybe went in the wrong direction. Like, so talk to me about, and not too much in detail, because I don't know if it's painful for you.
It's not painful.
But just like, I know that it said somewhere that you were incarcerated at some point, right?
Yes.
Talk to me about that. And you made like $1 million while in jail?
Yes. You've been real, huh?
Yeah. I use ChatGPT. No, I'm just playing.
Yes, actually, I was in real estate investing.
Okay.
In real estate, I found, fixed, and flipped over 600 properties.
Wow.
Totaling $50 million. So at that time, you want to make money really fast. So what I would do is I would structure the deal where I would pay the down payment. So you only supposed to give 6% when you actually is selling a house, but I would give the buyer all the money and structure it so that I can get a kickback, and it would speed the actual closing up. So what happened, right?
Really?
I had to go to prison because the banks didn't know about it. So I went to prison, and I spent, first off, let's just back this up, because I don't know if we got some atheists, but I truly believe in God, because when I was actually going through it, I was supposed to do 63 to 78 months.
Wow.
And I just kept, praying about it and, taking my time, and nobody knew that I was going to prison, like I was indicted. My parents, nobody knew I was in trouble, because I feel like, listen, can't nobody help you.
Right.
Why you going to tell them your business, right? Right. Who going to help me with the $90,000 attorney, right? So I just really went back and forth with my actual attorney. And I remember me getting, I got 33 to 41 months, and I didn't have no victims. So it was like the FBI really pretty much prosecuted me, not even the banks. I didn't have it where I stole money or took money from people. It was like I put down payments down, so they held me accountable for it. And so, moving forward, I just, a lot of times when people get in trouble, what do? They pretty much break down, right? And they give up on life. And I diversified. I was like, listen, I'm not about to be in prison. I got to go. I'm indicted and I'm broke. That's a bad combination. So I really took the time to reinvent myself, because during that time, the real estate market had crashed. So I got in the tax preparation industry. I learned about branding. So I was just working on myself. And Kwame Kilpatrick, that was our mayor for Michigan, and we both had the same attorney. So he pretty much bought me some time. So I was out from 2011 to 2015. I was strapped for 2011. So I had time to really build my capital up, build my tax preparation stores up. And then when I went to prison, I was able to take care of myself.
Nice.
Right. So it was just perfect timing. And I did 15 months. And, I just, I'm glad that I did go just to experience it, because now I look at it, now you think about, like, it ain't worth it. Like, prison, for real, it's not worth it. And right now, it's so many ways to make money. Like, nobody should be committing crimes.
There's a lot of ways to make money, especially now with AI. And I'm only scratching like the very, very small part of it. Talk to me about meeting Oprah, because I thought that was really cool. What is she like? Me and Oprah was really amazing.
One thing that stuck with me that she said you got, literally, she said, you don't need a lot of people in your life. You just need 3 good people to get through life with. And she's right. And I have my 3 people. It was just amazing. Great energy. I love Oprah. So it was like it was like something on my bucket list. When I met her, she was just very inviting. Her and, Michelle Obama. I met Michelle Obama.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it's been amazing.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yes.
Let's get back to your digital stuff so we can kind of have some context for the audience. So I know before, like I was talking about me and like my challenges, which was really like the creative side, right? So now I've been talking about, and people in the audience or in the studio probably be laughing, but like I've been talking about doing faceless YouTube videos for probably a couple of months now, and because I saw some video about it, and then I'm gonna do it, and I've been seeing it more. Like, you know, when you see something, and then you keep getting scrolls in your Facebook and so and Instagram, like I've been seeing it like all the time, right? So I'm like, well, I guess I got to do it, right? I keep seeing it. But talk to me about more of just someone that, I don't know, maybe a lawyer, maybe some sort of skill that somebody has, maybe somebody that maybe doesn't even think it's a skill, right? Like I was talking about Josh Black, like he sells $1 million homes in LA, and he probably doesn't even really think it's a skill until he kind of like sits there and has to like type it out kind of deal. What do you in your program and the people that are in your the 1,200 people plus, what is it that you guys are working on? Is it a lot of just trying to get the content out of one person's head into AI, into digital products so they can sell it? Or is it like more than that?
It's not really more than that. The very first thing that you got to do is brainstorm. So a lot of times when people want to create a digital product, you got to think about, what do I know? What value do I have that I can add value to a customer or, you know, to the universe? And so basically it starts there. And, you know, if you really think about it, people start to think, oh, I know how to cook. I know how to do hair. I know how to do, you know, I'm a great attorney. It comes with strategy, you know. And so basically you just take what you know and you say, I would like to create a book on, and you use those prompts, and it literally kicks those prompts out. And so where we come in is, you can't even sell a digital product with, like me and you were talking earlier, and you was like, I use this software. I can't remember what it is, but you need a sales funnel. Mm-hmm. Like you need something to actually have to even put on the internet so that people can know that you have a product. So we teach them the fundamentals of that. You need to have a CRM. You need to understand automation, and you definitely got to have content, because you need to be able to bring the traffic to the actual sales page to bring awareness. So we teach you how to literally post 30 pieces of content in 30 minutes using AI.
That's interesting, because we have a lot of viewers that are older. You know, maybe I'm kind of old too, right? But like, you know, they weren't really around for really like the third version of the internet, which is right now, right? So a lot of them are, you know, still on Facebook and on Instagram. They are, or if they are on Instagram, they have a picture of like them and their wife and their dog, right? You know, just like silly stuff. And then, you know, we have some people that came on as marketers and stuff like that, and they're just like, well, in this age, like if you're not out there, like you're going to get swept away, which is really true. And if you have a skill, whether it's baking pie or cutting hair or whatever it is, you can turn that into making some serious money, because people are really interested in that stuff, whether you believe it or not. I mean, it's just the craziest stuff. They have a faceless AI channel that I thought was an amazing idea, which is cartoons of the Bible stories. And the person that has it makes $800 a month. And they probably offset all that, probably about $200 a video to make. And they probably do 3 videos a week.
No, what about, I met this couple, they taught people how to create canvases on their YouTube page. And then, but they had a market, which were elderly women, older couples, and they literally paid them $25,000 for 3 days to go up north. Right.
Wow.
To create canvases.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's just, you know, you will think like, people not going to be interested in what I know. Somebody is interested. It's just your job to educate them on what it is that you do, or, you know, what actually do you do to even for them to gain some type of interest and say, you know what, I want to learn more about that.
What do you think ideally the best student is for you? Like somebody that comes to you, maybe they're an entrepreneur, maybe they're not, maybe they just know something, they want to get paid as like a side hustle, maybe they just want to work their 9 to 5 and, you know, after work they want to make some money. Like, what is really like your ideal student?
My ideal student is pretty much someone that definitely, you got to have some type of knowledge. I'm telling you, God has gifted us with knowledge that's open to learning. Because a lot of times, we don't want to learn. So if you are open mind to learn a new skill set, some new knowledge so that you can evolve, that is my type of person. Because it's not really, are you going to commit? Are you going to be disciplined? Are you going to be consistent to even learn something new so that you can transition into the digital market? So that's it's not about like, what's the ideal person? It's, are you willing to put the work in to learn what you need to do to evolve and learn how to create digital products?
Talk to me about some of the successful students that you've had. Like, what have they created? Have they created eBooks? Have they created courses? Have they done all the gambit? Have they been found by other people?
I had one student, and this is last year, a young girl, her actual boyfriend went to prison.
Wow.
She was in the eviction stages, and she came to my actual training seminar and got out. Because a lot of times, let's just be real, people, you got information junkies. People literally go to different trainings, they go to all these online courses, they excited, they motivated, but when it's time to execute, they don't execute. But she really executed. And when she executed it, she started making like $500 a week. Now she literally makes like $4,000 every week right now to this day because she was willing to put the work in.
Wow.
Another student, literally, I taught her how to do tax preparation. She turned around and turned her skill set, created an ebook. Somebody bought her ebook and wanted them to mentor her for 6 months, and they pay her $10,000, and she literally makes $15,000 a month off something that she learned and she execute. So it's just a matter of, being consistent and posting and bringing awareness, to your page.
I think the biggest thing is that most people just quit. Like you were talking about, people go to these seminars and they hang out in the seminar and they get like real pumped up. And like, I've been to a couple seminars, but not like the really big ones where you have to spend a lot of money, but I've been to a couple and it's been great. It's been really long, but really great. And you get really pumped up, and then, you just kind of come home and you're like, okay, well, that was kind of cool. And then you start putting things in your head like, well, it was really cool for him or her because they have it like that or like this or that. And that's what I really like about the show is it could be anybody, like any walk of life, any bad history, any trauma, anything, and you can still succeed and make big money just by being like, okay, well, let's just do it. Like backs against the wall.
I don't mean, a lot of times what people miss, and that's what I love about the digital product creators community is, when you do go through a training, you're able to join a community. And you have to be in line and you have to be in the right environment, because a lot of times when we go home to, people that's not even aligned with what we're trying to do. And so if you're not aligned or if you don't stay plugged in into whatever the community, the environment, the mentorship, then you're going to unplug yourself.
Yep.
So that's normally what happens. So it's like that's why we have live training. Everything that you need to create a digital product is there. We got the system. We got the live trainings. We got the certification programs. You have to be able to provide for people and put them in an environment where they can be successful, and that's important.
Annetta, if somebody wanted to reach out to you, get more information, maybe join the group, maybe they got a cool idea or maybe they got a skill set they want to put out and start making some money, where would they find you?
They can go find me on Instagram at Annetta, Annetta, Powell, Powell. I want them to DM me so I can get to know them, and they need to DM the word cash flow, CASHFLOW.
I like cash flow.
Cash flow.
Annetta, I appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, and make sure y'all give him a 5-star rating. Okay? 5-star.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.